We got a Johnny Somali trial update, ladies and gentlemen, from Legal Mindset, Andrew Esquire. Let's check it out. What happened? It's so bad. Everything's going wrong for this guy. Love it. Absolute cinema. Fafo! I love this intro so much. It's one of my favorite intros on YouTube right now.
Big updates in the trial of Ramzi Khalid Ismail, aka Johnny Somali. That will be a nightmare in this case and a nightmare for Ramzi. So we're gonna get into that today.
Nightmare!
On the Legal Mindset, we teach you to be your own judge. Of course, I'm Andrew Esquire, American attorney who's been covering this case from back to front, and we're gonna get into it today on this Fast Facts episode. Of course, the Fast Facts are the quick and nerdy version of the latest in legal news. If you like this, please like the video and leave a comment below. So
tell me to like it. I gotta like it.
Into the PowerPoint to the PP here, as we have an update here.
Now,
of course, for a little bit of a refresher for those that just want to recap very, very briefly, he currently, Ramzi, has been charged with 8.
Yeah, these two not guilties, they're not going to stick. They're definitely going to be turned over to guilties.
Different criminal charges. His next court date is on October 29th of 2025. He has pled guilty to all of the obstruction charges. That's 4 counts. All of the Minor Offenses Act, which is 2 counts. And he has pled not guilty to the 2 deepfakes, which are going to come up at the next trial. So we've got that coming up for the next trial. And that leads us into the sentencing. And this is something I really want to update, as after the trial, I've seen a ton of clickbait, a ton of misinformation.
Yeah, that's me.
The maximum amount he is facing is 12 years. Anything else is just trying to get you to click. It's just trying to not, make it sound
guilty.
Better. That is the total under the guidelines. Now, some channels just aren't factoring in the guidelines, and that's kind of innocent and or unintentional. Other ones are intentionally doing it's clickbait. I'm not.
Well, I didn't really intentionally do it because I thought it did like maximize up to 41 years because a lot of people were saying this, but I will start saying 12 years now.
Going to call them all out. You guys know them, but just make sure that is the maximum. That is a total, and that is the accurate number. Now, most likely people are asking.
Yeah, I was definitely using it as clickbait, but I thought that was true. I also thought it was true. I thought 41 years was the maximum.
Andrew, what is your guess?
My bad.
I think it's going to be somewhere at least at the minimum on the default. That's my guess. So, at the bottom, I would think about 4 years, 9 months.
I wasn't even thinking that. I was thinking 2 years. His estimates are even more than I thought. I think 2 years, though, still. I'm set on 2 years.
That would be reasonable. And it could go all the way up to 12. So somewhere between 4
it's
and 12.
It's not going to get 12.
Obviously being what I think. I don't think he's going to get the mitigated minimum. I think 4 years and 9 months, that'd be a reasonable minimum. And it could go up to, 8 years, 10, 9, 10, 12, 11.
2 years is a long time, but like 4 years, that is a long time.
We'll see. But 4 is definitely something that can happen in this case. Now, Somali will go to jail even if he appeals. So this is something people have asked.
He's definitely getting time. He's definitely getting some time.
Actually, it's quite easy to appeal in South Korea, but you do not get that as a get out of jail free card. Appealing is not a get out of jail free card. So even if he appeals, he's appealing from jail. So that's not going to really help him with staying out of Korean jail. And by the time that he appeals, by the time he gets through everything, he'll likely be deep within his sentence, right? He might even not be finished with his appeal by the time he's already done serving his time. So there's that. Beyond that, what are some updates? Well, we have a huge witness update. So the next trial is October 29th, and it's going to be witness testimony.
October 29th.
Witness.
Oh, man, that is so far away. That's 2 months.
It's going to be crazy. And we already know that there were going to be 2 witnesses there, Bong Bong and Youngman. But now we have official confirmation that there will be actually 3 witnesses.
That's crazy.
And this has been confirmed by the court filing. So we know this is a fact. Once again, we go on facts, not speculation. These are things that are absolutely locked in. So we know there's going to be 3. So who is this third person? Well, this third person is absolutely Somali's true nightmare. And this is the worst case for Ramzi. That third person is none other than Udalgun. None other than the SEAL, the underwater demolition team member, which is essentially the Korean Navy SEAL, who, of course, gave that infamous punch. Viral for that.
He is the guy who collected the loot. He knocked out the loot goblin.
Somali, has been trying to bury this guy maliciously in civil
Oh,
lawsuits, but he's
man.
actually had all of his law fines paid off, all of his stuff paid off. There was a very generous donation by Donut Operator that I
Yep,
helped
I covered
facilitate
this.
that essentially paid everything off that Somali tried to bury him with. Somali talks tough and says, you know, I don't call the cops, I don't rat, blah, blah, blah. He immediately reported this when he immediately went after him.
Yeah, because he's a
and
bitch.
He's been dedicated. Dalgun is dedicated to bringing down Somali. He's always been helpful with the proceedings. And the most important thing is he's not going to be scared by Somali and his gang.
Yep.
Now, Somali and his gang tried to scare Bong Bong. I think, you know, Jungman's not really going to be scared either, but it's really not going to work with Dalgun. Dalgun is not going to bend the knee. He's not going to flinch. He doesn't have dirt on him. He's pretty clean overall. It's something that it's going to be really hard for the lawyer for Ramsey to fight back against. It's going to be really, really, really difficult for them to try to take down Yu Dalgun because they really don't have the same pressure points and they're not going to have the same ability to try to press in. So whereas, you know, we don't know how Bong Bong will perform when she's put up as a witness. We don't know how Jungman will perform. He's a little bit of a wild card, but I can say Dalgun is going to be a solid performance on the stand. He's going to be very, you know, no nonsense, straightforward, not going to be able to break him mentally or physically. And that is the worst thing that could happen to Johnny.
He's so fucked,
as for Ramsey's lawyer, there's been a lot of misinformation to the point that I felt the need to correct this. And this does happen from time to time with other channels. He has not resigned. There's some fake channels and fake.
I didn't know that this was a thing that was happening.
News and other stuff like that are putting that out there. He is still the attorney of record. When you step down, that has to be a court filing, or if there's a switch in attorney. He has not changed his representation. He has not stepped down. If he does step down, I would know immediately because they would have to go through the official proceedings, and we'll give you that update immediately. But until I give you an update that Ramsey's lawyers step down, he's still the lawyer. So that's misinformation. Now,
you heard it from him first. If you want all of the information as it comes out, check out Legal Mindset. That's why I go to him, man. He knows everything immediately that is out there.
I think he could step down, maybe, sure, in the future it's possible, but he hasn't. Factually,
I don't think so.
So that's a big
I think it's too far in. I don't think there'd be a reason for him to step down.
A big thing I wanted to clear up. Next, the Child Welfare Act. This is something that a lot of people are asking me about. And I want to be very frank with you about this because once again, this is under ongoing investigation. We do not know.
So this might come up later, like even after he's already in jail for all the other shit.
Do not know yet whether they will decide to bring this. And that is a very important fact. We want them to. We've provided them with the best information they can get. All the information they've got is the best information they can get. There's not going to be more information that's going to make a better case to charge him under the CWS Child Welfare Act than what we have provided and what they have. They've gotten some interviews, they've gotten follow-up, they've gotten extra information. So we know it's ongoing. We know they're taking it seriously. However, we do have new information. And I don't want to go into all the details, but that new information indicates that this will likely not be added to Ramsey's current trial. So it is very likely this will not be added to the current trial. Now, some of you may be sad about that because you may say, okay.
No, that just means that he's going to have to do another trial.
Okay, well, this could have delayed the current trial. And
you know what that means? That means more content.
Well, hold on. It's not necessarily bad. What would happen if, once again, if prosecutors decide to indict him, they'll probably do that in a different district, probably not the Western, probably the Eastern, and that will be a new trial. And likely by that time, Somali's trial will either be over or almost over, and even better, he'll be sentenced. So then they'd be dragging him in a prison jumpsuit.
Dude,
you know, he'll be in the
it'd be so good
for the new trial, which makes sure he's a convicted.
We'll have some new thumbnails of Johnny Somali in a jumpsuit. It would be great. More clickbait.
Criminal. It's a
like real clickbait, the good kind, the kind that is actually true.
It doesn't look good. This would be very, very bad for him and would extremely extend his time in Korea if he is convicted of the Child Welfare Act. That would extend his time a great deal, because it's a new charge. So this is something that I want everybody to be aware of. We're going to watch it. We're going to keep you updated. This is not a bad thing. This is not a bad thing. In fact, procedurally, it could be a W, a huge W.
It's a huge W for all of the content creators on YouTube that are talking about this situation. I fucking love this. Man, the FOFO to the max. I cannot believe we're finally here. It's been so long. I want more people who do shit like this to face reality, to face the music. Like Ice Poseidon and a bunch of his people, they do a whole bunch of degenerate shit. I think that they should probably get run through the ringer like Johnny Somali is right now. But here in America, maybe don't lock them up, but maybe like put pressure on them so they quit making this weird degenerate content that is causing more weird degenerate content, and it keeps getting worse. But there are worse people than Ice Poseidon. He's just a guy that I know about. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell for all notifications if you want to stay updated on Johnny Somali and getting my takes on it, not just Legal Mindset. See you in the next one.